Well, today is Tuesday, June 20th, 2023. I just wanted to do a quick walkabout. I did decide that I needed to probably go ahead and plant some of my plants that I'd picked up. And this one is supposed to just get 12 foot tall. I decided I wanted to block my nursery area from the road just a little bit because I don't want it to look super duper inviting, like if my car is not in the driveway, if that makes sense, even though I'm going to be putting some cameras up. But I'm going to basically have to probably have my chore before I have coffee every morning or dandy blend be to water these things as it gets hotter throughout the summer. That one was extremely root bound, and it's like even though I was watering it, it was like not doing great, and there was all these ants up in the pot. These are kind of how my peaches on this tree are looking right now. We'll see how they go this year. Looks like I might actually get a harvest this year. This would be my first peach harvest at all here. Now I did start working on setting this up a little bit. It's just going to be a shallow above ground pool instead of getting like a kiddie pool for my flock of birds that's coming in, because I'm going to be having waterfowl, some geese, African geese, silver appleyard ducks, and Brahma chickens and well summer chickens. So it's just going to be above ground because I want to be able to drain the whole thing without always having to put a sump pump in it. And I'm going to try to see if I can channel the duck poop water down the hill to irrigate some area or whatnot, and then have the overflow down to my rain garden like I mentioned. We'll see. I have to get the setup. Now this thing does swing a bit, so I'm going to either have to, I don't know, it's going to take a while for me to set all this up to actually create the base where the water trickles down into the pond. It's just going to be a little mini pond. This is the general shape, and I'm probably just going to make it one extra stack high, and then I might be actually moving these out a little bit because as I fill it with dirt to add a little bit of smoothness, it'll make the pond even smaller, and I don't want it to be super tiny because I'm going to have a lot of birds coming in, and then I'm going to build kind of a ramp into it and out of it, so hopefully they'll do all right. But that's just kind of early stages of that situation. Now these are overgrown daylilies that I've actually thinned out in the past, but those roots are actually edible. So we'll see. I got a bunch more stuff that I need to eventually plant, but what's going to happen with some of these is they're going to go into totes that like don't have holes in them and just have water filled in them. The hostas I am going to plant, a lot of this stuff is for propagating in the future for my nursery. And then I have so many more roses coming in. So I've been pressing some of these in books to dry out and all that, and I do have a big encyclopedia set that I'd be able to press a bunch more of these in. So I'm probably going to be cutting some more of these later on today and pressing these because I love them so much and they smell so good. I have so much mess to clean up everywhere, but I mostly just wanted to do this quick walkabout because what's going to happen is later on I'm going to be taking some willow cuttings. Now willows, when you get to them, you know, spring, fall, the cuttings do really well. You can take huge cuttings, they root really well. But even though it's like summertime, I want to this thing is all crazy, my dappled willow, and I decided that I do want to plant a couple more of these as like landscape plants in my property. So I am going to be taking probably a massive cutting and then just sticking it into a bucket of water, and I have so much that needs trimmed off of this. If it doesn't make it, then it's fine with me. So I'm probably going to do a couple of those. So now I can't really start propagating for my nursery until my inspection and everything is done. And that white stuff I've had falling from the sky, I'm not really sure what the deal with that is and if it is going to infect my property with something. Someone was showing me these fairy aphid things that have some resemblance, and there's some other fuzzy bugs, but these things don't have wings, don't seem to be bugs, and I don't know what exactly is going on. They're not actually sticking on my tree. I've got some of those what is it, gull bumps on my maple, but I don't have these white fuzzy things all up on my maple tree that's kind of above it. So anyways, this is my golden curls willow. You know, part of the reason why I do this video is because for some reason, if I lose this tag and then I lose my little marker, I'll be like, what was that thing called again? Oh yeah, I can watch that video. But I'm so excited about this plant. Now these, you can coppice them and cut them down all the way every year, every few years, if you want to keep them small. But this one should get pretty nice and beautiful, and it's got a lot of color to these stems. Is part of what I'm excited about, because we have the red dogwoods out here, red oxeye dogwoods or whatever they're called, but they do have a kind of disease. So I had bought a yellow stem dogwood and they get this disease on them out here. So I'm pretty excited about kind of propagating this and sharing this, and eventually I'll clean up this bed that has been kind of a habitat area. I'm going to be kind of using my frontage as like advertisement space, if that makes sense, because ever since my road got paved, I do get more traffic now, whereas I used to not get like any traffic hardly. More people are taking this road, and we have like, man, since this road's got paved, I just had some like fancy classic hot rods roll down my road. I've had like Lamborghinis roll down my road because people, they're traveling from downstate and they're like recreating, and they just, some of them are just cruising like the countryside. I think that's what they think of this place as. But anyways, this one too, I'm excited. This is my corkscrew willow. I'm so excited to be taking cuttings of this, because you know, I don't really want the vegetation of some of these, because this is going to get reasonably tall to be too close to the ground. Oh, look at this, we have a friend. Look at him go. I don't know what kind he is, but maybe he'll be something cool someday. But anyways, I'm pretty excited about these trees, these willow trees, because they're going to bring me some good money. I'm pretty sure, because I'm going to be able to sell nice big established trees in just one season probably off of these trees, because I can take these big cuttings early and then just establish them in pots. So, you know, maybe after 1 year, but basically after the pots are fully rooted, I'll be able to sell these and then have people have nice, decent sized little landscape plants to get started for their yards and stuff. So anyways, that's sort of my meander for today. I haven't really done a whole lot out here since my brush cutting video. I need to, now that this stuff is a little more dry, I need to go through, break this stuff up, pile it up. I just go ahead and plant this. The other one that's going closer to the creek, I'm going to just keep in a tote of water, because I don't think I want to be walking out there to water it during the hot summer. So even though this river birch is kind of rough right now, I really only want it to end up having a few main stems anyways. I'm going to end up trimming it so that it just has like 3 main stems or so out the base. And then hopefully I'll be able to take cuttings of this, but we'll see, because it's in kind of sad shape right now. But I did get these for a pretty good price, and I don't know, we'll see how it goes. So I got a lot of watering ahead of me right now. That's actually what I've been doing today, is watering my bean patches. I dug up another bean because I'm impatient, and it had a pretty nice little root tail, like that was significantly larger than the last time I dug it up. It had just like a little 1 centimeter root tail nub on it. This time it had a really big root tail nub, and the leaf was starting to open underground. So I'm excited. I should have taken a little video of that, me cheating a look at my beans. But that was even on the first patch that I had planted, so it's going to take a while. I'm going to eventually put that other evergreen right in here somewhere, so that from the road it'll offer me some privacy for my outdoor living space that's going to be at the top of the hill. But then on the bottom of it, the tree, I'll be able to cut it all up so that my birds will be able to hang out underneath it all nice and hide from the eagles and stuff. So it'll be pretty good. I'm just going to dally in through here real quick, because this is one of my upcoming projects. Well, first of all, look at all these thistles that I gotta whack down. okay? These, when you let these go to seed, it's like, it's a nightmare. I have like a whole army of thistles over here, and they're stabbing me. But this is basically my next project, is to take my brush cutter in through here and then clear out these whistle, or these not whistle, these willows that have started to repopulate this area, because I took these all down, but they'll just keep popping back up unless you dig them up and the roots kind of spread. I dug up one willow earlier that was next to that golden curls that I was putting in, and the root was like, I don't know, like 2.5 foot long or something crazy like that. So I would usually keep this pretty open, because part of the problem that I have for my birds is that even though I haven't seen a single raccoon on my property since I got back, my neighbor really loves the baby raccoons and feeds them, and so we usually get just massive quantities of these malignant raccoons hunting my birds. So if I want my birds kind of foraging down here, I need it to be a little bit safer where they can see what's coming at them a little bit better. So I gotta brush cut this down a little shorter, because this flat path from the whole bottom of the hill is eventually one day, it's gonna take a while, all the way back to those really tall grasses. It's all gonna get fenced in as my paddock for my flock. So I used to mow paths around there. I used to bring my mower all through there and just mow, but since it's broken right now, because I would have normally been able to just mow this stuff down. But I'm gonna see how it's going later. I haven't actually started to fix my mower yet or picked up parts or anything. I don't know. I feel like the brush cutter is a pretty good exercise anyways, but look at how funny these things are. Growing off this willow. And now, this one is like a pussy willow over here, so it puts out these little soft fuzz balls that you can cut off and use for dried arrangements. That's the other cool thing that I'm excited about with that golden curls willow, is those dried stems. When you save them, when they're nice and colorful, they look really good in a vase mixed with some other stuff and just dried arrangements. So anyways, that's my meander for today. I gotta turn off my water. I don't have like a full irrigation setup. I got just one of those big old sprinklers that kind of oscillates, and so I've just been moving that thing around. Fortunately, I had enough hose to get it all the way back to my back beans. I should check how much water is coming out of the hillside here, because my logic with this watering situation, and I don't know how sound it is, but I feel like for the entire time that I still have water coming out of here, I should be okay to water. No, you can't. There's all that bacteria sitting on it from all this grass up top, but it is moving a little bit still. So it's not moving as much as it was, but I mean, you can see it flowing right there. So I feel like for as long of the year that I have water still basically seeping out of my water table higher up anyways, I should be good to use some of my water, because I'm not sure, but I think that is kind of the same area that my artesian well is kind of coming out from, that same water table pressure point where the elevation change is kind of pushing out the water. So I do have tiles from the neighboring field as well, but then this whole area, like out there when the grass is all dead, it's like I would try to route the water and things like that to try to get this area right in the middle here less mucky. But what would happen is the water was just springing up out of the ground in all these little spots. So they don't push out as much water as the spring that's back in here. But there's just all these tiny little spots that'll just be pushing out water everywhere down here. So it's like I gotta either build it up with some grasses or just keep it safe for my waterfowl to be able to see it and the raccoons coming. So I don't know. I'm gonna maybe try to set up a live stream for for my waterfowl down here foraging later. We'll see, guys. I thought some people might like that, though. We'll see. But anyways, this video, I ramble too much. Well, I don't know. I wish I had the right shoes on to go back in there. Because some of these tall grasses, like this is like eye level for me. Okay, some of these tall grasses back there, they have, you can't really see, the color is not showing up good, but they have these purpley kind of seed heads, and they're so beautiful, just flapping around in the wind. So I don't know, eventually that's going to be duck forage, mostly goose forage, because the geese will eat the grass better than the ducks will, for sure. Anyways, I just wanted to get back to my farmstead diary accounts, even if I don't have a whole lot to report on today. So take it easy, you guys.